Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 113. The album that I'll be reviewing today is PMD's Shady Business album. This is his debut album, released in 1994. By the way, this is not the reissue version. This is the original pressing, the OG pressing from 1994. For those who don't know who PMD is, he's one half of EPMD. It's consisted of both Eric Sermon and Paris Smith. Excuse me. Yeah, Paris Smith. And if you want to include DJ Scratch as well as being the DJ. But anyways, they are known for putting out classic albums such as Strictly Business, Unfinished Business, which is the album that I need to get my hands on. And I think I need Unfinished Business and I need We Mean Business that came out in 2012. I need to get my hands on that. Business as Usual and Business Never Personal. And when they dropped their Business Never Personal album back in 1992, the year before, Paris Smith was a victim of home invasion, where there was rumors that Eric Sermon had something to do with the home invasion, and because of that, they actually had tension between it. There was tension between the two, and so like when you listen to the Business Never Personal album, you can kind of feel the tension, like you can feel the anger, between the two. Like not them dissing each other, but just like they're a lot more aggressive than the past albums they dropped before. And by the way, that's like my favorite album from them. Them and Business as Usual, but that's a whole different topic. And and from what I understand is like when it was filming the video for Headbanger, they couldn't be around each other. Like they had to be separate because they were that angry with each other. Like they were about to get into a fight. It was that bad from what I understand. And so, and that was like the last one they ever dropped in like for a couple of years, and they dropped Back in Business back in '97. And then so Eric Sermon and Paris Smith went their separate ways. And Def Squad, Eric Sermon formed Def Squad while PMD stick with the Hit Squad, because you gotta remember Hit Squad, it was no Def Squad, it was Hit Squad. Hit Squad was everybody. It was EPMD, Redman, K Solo, Das Effects, DJ Scratch, Top Quality, this group from Long Island called the Knuckleheads, which they only came out, I believe they came out with one album that never came out. Something like that. It was called Strictly Savage. I don't know if it came out commercially or it was shelved or whatever. But it was a couple other people. I think that was it as far as like I think there was more people, but those are the people on top of my head that I can remember as Hit Squad. But like I said, Eric Sermon had his own thing called Def Squad, and it was consisted of Eric Sermon himself, Redman, Keith Murray, I want to say K Solo. Yeah, K Solo. Then you had like Hurricane G. Then you had Jamal, Illegal Jamal, and stuff like that. And then with PMD, he still had the Def Squad. The Hit Squad was considered of PMD himself, Das Effects, Top Quality, and I want to say Knuckleheads too. I think was part of the Hit Squad, stuff like that. So after the breakup, 1993, he was kind of silent because that year, Eric Sermon came out with his first album, No Pressure, and then I guess he was recording his album that year, and then he came out with this album right here in 1994, Shady Business. Shady Business. There's two singles. I would say three. The three singles are Shady Business, the self-titled song. I believe it was like more of an underground single. There's no video for that, unfortunately. I Saw It Coming and Swinging Your Own Thing. Alright, those are the singles of the album. The features on the album are Das Effects, Zone 7, Top Quality that I mentioned before, Third Eye, aka Jesse West, for all my producers that know about that. And that's pretty much it, man, as far as the features. Producers on the album, the production is pretty much done by PMD himself. Like most of the beats are done by him except for DJ Scratch, and the 45 King, and this dude named True Cooler, and Jesse Williams. Yeah, Jesse Williams. All right. Yeah, Jesse Williams. All right. Like I said, there's 3 singles and it's 14 tracks, and show you what the album looks like. That's what the CD looks like right here. Open it up. See the back. See PMD just looking down or something. You know, just looking down. You know what I mean? Open it up. See like the credits, like the album credits and stuff like that. The production. You know, just having his saying his thank yous and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Just giving the shout outs. Then you see like a double copy of Paris Smith. Excuse me. You see his silhouette right here. You see the same cover, the same picture as the back track list and stuff like that. That's what that looks like. All right. You know, I'll get down. We'll go through some of the tracks. With this album, there's not really much to talk about as far as like the as far as like the tracks, because there's not really much subject matter to talk about. It's just a lot of stuff. You know, he talks about you know, just being the best MC, just like stomping out his competition. You know, like, you know, the rapidy rap shit. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people don't like that, so I like it, but you know, it gets annoying after a while. It depends on the artist. Like it does get annoying after a while. But anyways, first one, track 1, Shady Business, to me kind of sets the tone of the album. You know, love that fucking beat, man. That sample, man, like the way he, cause I've heard the original sample before, but it's like he pitched it down, and the way he did it sounds so ill. Like, what I like about it, like, it has that real rumbling bass. So like, if you have a nice system in your car, play that joint, that should be rumbling. So you better have something like nice, you know, no, it's like, cause I hate when I see cars having nice systems, but it shakes a lot, like kind of like zzz, zzz, like I hate that. It's like mad tacky, and I see that shit a lot down here in the South, like especially in Florida. Like, see these niggas like down here, like, you know, they have like their Impalas or whatever, and like they have the car shaking, like the trunk shaking and stuff like it. It sounds mad tacky. It doesn't sound right. So please, guys, if you watch this, please don't ride like that, man. Driving class, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a nice system. Make sure you have a dyno mat underneath your trunk and stuff like that, so it sounds good. You know what I mean? But Shady Business, very dope. Love that joint right there. Track 2, In the Zone. I believe that was produced by I want to say that was produced by it was produced by PMD. Another dope track. You know, another dope. The beat is dope. Love that joint right there. The beat is mad dark, and the bass is just rumbling and stuff like that. Skip through to track 5, Here They Come, featuring Das Effects. Love that joint. To me, Das Effects kind of stole the show with that song, because, you know, they sounded so well off that shit. With PMD, like, which I'll get into by the end of the track. But, well, I should just say, like, with some of the songs on this album is that, you know, with Paris Smith, is that he kind of rushes into the songs too much, you know, which is like one of my gripes with this album, is that he doesn't pace himself. It's like the beat is dope, but his delivery doesn't go with the flow of the beat, which makes him sound kind of offbeat, which is like one of my gripes with the album. He does that with a couple of the tracks of the album, but this being one of them. But Das Effects, it just sounds so natural over this shit. Scoob and Crazy Dre's and stuff like that. Shout out to Das Effects. It might as well been their song, you know what I mean? Because it felt like PMD was kind of like a guest, even though he went first, but it felt like he went. He kind of felt like a guest star, like a guest appearance on a track. You know what I mean? Track 6, Back to the Rap. Another dope track. It was pretty cool. Track 7, I'll Wait, featuring Zone 7. I believe that was produced by DJ Scratch. Yeah, that was produced by DJ Scratch. Um, love that, like that church organ sound, like the church organ sample, and it has like the real thundering bass and stuff like that. That real mean, meaty bass. Like I said, if you play this shit, you play this album in the car, that shit definitely bumps in the whip. Yeah, I know I'm taking Bezo's line, but yeah, it does definitely bump in the whip, man. Like, it really do. Very very dope. That's another posse cut right there. Very very dope. Um, my only gripe with that song is again the delivery with not just Eric Sermon. I mean not no, I keep saying Eric Sermon. Paris Smith with PMD. But like the first dude of Zone 7, you know, he kind of like felt. I don't know. He kind of felt like again with Paris Smith, like his delivery was kind of like all over the place. You know what I mean? It just didn't really fit the beat. And like you had to kind of like pace yourself, kind of go with the flow of the beat. And that was like my gripe with that joint right there. Kind of kills the mood of the song, but whatever. It doesn't bother me too much, but it might bother a lot of people. But whatever. Track 8, I Saw It Coming. I believe that was the first single off the album. There's a video for it. Cool video, pretty cool. You know, right there, really dark beat. My only gripe with that song is it uses the Funky Worm sample by Ohio Players, which I'm so tired of that shit because I've heard that sample so many fucking times. Like you could tell like he was trying to go for he was trying to gain the West Coast audience because at that time, like I was saying before, gangster rap was on the rise at the time. Like when I was talking about in the Lethal Injection album review I did last week, where you know West Coast was on the rise, gangster rap was on the rise. So, and you know there was West Coast, I should say it to say the least, and you know there was kind of, I guess he was trying to gain that audience, but. And I know EPMD were using like those type of samples too, but it just gets played out after a while, man. I wasn't crazy about that song right there. The video was cool, but I just wasn't crazy about that song too much. Track 9, Swing Your Own Thing. That's the second single of the album. It uses that sample, the Bounce Rock Skate and Roll sample, which a lot of West Coast MCs use. Especially in the especially in the 80s and the early 90s, they used it a lot, and I've heard that shit so many fucking times, man. And oh my god, you could tell he was trying to go for the more commercial route, like not commercial, but he was trying to get radio play with that song, like I said, and it just didn't work for him. You know what I mean? But track 10, Fake Homies featuring Top Quality and Third Eye, Top Quality, which I have to get my I have to do a review on his Magnum Opus, which I do have. They all do their thing, stuff like that. Top Quality. With Top Quality in this joint right here, he kind of has like that Das Effects flow to him. That's what I get with it. You know what I mean. You can tell like if you listen to him spit, like he kind of has that joint right there. They all do their thing. Love that joint right there. Track 11, Fuck It Up Scratch Interlude is just DJ Scratch is scratching and stuff like that over a beat that he made and stuff like that. That Eric Sermon, Paris Smith did. Track 12, Back Up or Get Smacked Up. Pretty cool track. I like that joint right there. Track 13, Thought I Lost My Spot. Love that beat, love the beat. That shit's tough. And track 14, No Shorts and No Sleep, which is a posse cut, which featured Top Quality, Third Eye, and Zone 7. They all do their thing. Dope way to end the album. Very, 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 very dope. Very dope way to end the album. My prognosis on this album, my thoughts on the album. Very dope album, man. Very slept on, very underrated in my opinion. Very dark, by the way. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. Like, if you guys are fans of EPMD, if you guys are fans of stuff like that boom bap, then you'll definitely should definitely check this album out. For years, this album was actually out of print, and it was very hard to find. I got this off of Amazon a couple back in I think 2004, if I'm not mistaken. 2004, 2005. I think it was 2004 when I got this album. But yeah, man, this album right here, I mean, when you pop it in, you can just kind of feel the ruggedness of the album, like the ruggedness of the beats. Like, you know, when I think of this album, like I think of like Carhartt jackets, Tim's, hoodies, and stuff like that. It's a prime example of that kind of hoodie music. You know what I mean? My only gripe with this album, like I said before, is a couple of things. Like his delivery, like I said before, his delivery is kind of all over the place. It kind of like his delivery didn't really go with the flow of the beat. It kind of made him sound offbeat. Some songs he did his thing. He sounded alright. At the time, like, you know, Parrish Smith wasn't really himself. He wasn't like in his right mind at the time because, like I said, he was still going through the breakup of EPMD, and like, you know, like a lot of people was kind of signing with Eric Sermon. You know, people with Eric Sermon being the more popular MC. You know what I mean? And Redman at the time was popping too, and his popularity was kind of like going down the drain. You know what I mean? It just wasn't. PMD wasn't that dude like he used to be, you know what I mean? And same thing with Das Effects, because by that time, like, people was getting tired of the whole diggity style, like, it was getting kind of played out, you know what I mean? So, and just the fact that Das Effects was with PMD kind of like made it worse. I hate to say it like that, but that's what it was. And my problem with this album too was his choice of singles. Like, I Saw It Coming and Swing Your Own Thing. I just kind of feel like those songs didn't really fit the album, in my opinion. Especially Swing Your Own Thing. It's kind of had like a more, to me, it had like more of a radio-friendly song. I kind of feel like he should have left that on the like cutting room floor or something like that. You know what I mean? But overall, man, I do like this album. It's not. Is it a classic? It's not. It's definitely not a classic. But, you know, I would definitely check it out, man. If you guys like are fans of EPMD, you know, like that style of music, then you'll definitely enjoy this. Very dark, like I said before. Yeah, man, very, very dope, very underrated. If you can get your hands on this album, definitely pick it up. It's hard to find, but definitely pick it up, man. If you see this in stores, by all means, pick it up. And that's it, folks. That's it for the album review. Stay tuned for more videos. I'll definitely be doing another review tonight. I just gotta charge this camera because this camera doesn't last very long as far as the battery and stuff like that. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Peace.